I often get asked what would make me believe in a God, and the simple answer is evidence. If there were sufficient evidence for a God existing, I wouldn't be an atheist anymore. I'd be forced to say that I'm convinced of the existence of a God due to a piece of evidence that I found convincing. I feel like a lot of believers don't understand what counts as convincing evidence, though, so I'll break it down. If someone were to say that a God exists because of a scientific or historical reason, then the claims made need to be claims that are verified and that's reached a point of consensus among the people whose education background and or career are relevant to the field being talked about. If there's no consensus about the claim being made, or if the claim is just made up, then no, I wouldn't find that convincing, even if one were to insist that it's just quote unquote high level philosophy. If someone were to say that a God exists because of some personal experience that they had, then no, I wouldn't find that convincing either. I've spoken to people of many different faiths over the decade I've spent outside of religion who make wildly different claims of meeting their God or a supernatural figure in some way, like a dream or a vision or even in a tangible way, or who consider their God the reason that something good or at least odd happened to them. From the outside in, I have no good reason to believe everyone that the God that they believe in is the reason for their experience, or even that they're all telling the truth in the first place. Even if I did, though, all that would get me to is that something supernatural exists that aims to convince different people of different contradictory beliefs, and I think that's absurd, and I would hope any religious people watching this would agree with me. If someone were to say that there's a logical reason that God exists, then that reason would have to be logically consistent and not fallacious, or dependent on baseless assumptions. If the evidence builds off of one of those, then no, I wouldn't find it convincing. Most importantly, if someone were to say that their specific God exists, but the evidence they present doesn't lead to their specific God, then I still wouldn't believe in their God. For example, if someone wanted me to be a Christian based on the idea that the entire universe had a cause behind its existence, then I'd have no reason to accept that, even if I agreed that it did. Now, if someone believed in a God that doesn't want to show evidence for its existence because it prefers if people just have faith in it, then that simply wouldn't be a God I'm interested in, no matter how good the pros are claimed to be or how awful the cons are claimed to be. I don't think faith is a good enough reason to dedicate one's life to anything, much less anything that expects a lifestyle change of some kind. Anyway, I hope this helps. Take care.